What do velocity and DPMO have in common? They're both bullshit. Oh, I'm supposed to say more. Okay, on this channel I've slagged both Agile metrics and Six Sigma shibboleths, mostly because they've turned into management fads and are rightly the object of ridicule. They're not questioned by their true believers. They're both mathematical nonsense. Allowing mathematical nonsense into your management frameworks means you're just sloppy. If you took either velocity or DPMO to a statistics course as an example of your work, you would get a C minus. If you didn't understand what was wrong with it, it means practitioners of these things are forcing people in a serious business to accept nonsense. That's just abusive of your colleagues. In Agile, which is my main area of interest, an expeditiously trained Scrum Master might introduce the idea of velocity without understanding how defective it is. Its story points are nonsensical enough. They are a unitless number. Velocity is story points over time, which is units of just the inverse of time. It's not actual velocity like you're supposed to have learned in middle school science class. I don't know what you'd call it because it doesn't really rise to the level of technique in Scrum. Six Sigma has similar nonsense. It's called defects per million opportunities, or DPMO. Can you sniff out the unitless number? Yeah, it's opportunities. The famous process control statistician Donald J. Wheeler points out the ridiculousness of DPMO using an example of a textile mill. If you find your process creates 2.5 blemishes per 100 yards of cloth, and you posit that an opportunity happens for every foot of cloth, you get approximately 8,333 defects per million opportunities. But let's be more precise. Let's say you have an opportunity for a defect in every inch of cloth. You could justify using inches instead of feet because it gives you a more precise measure of the space between defects. But now your DPMO has fallen to a bit less than 700 defects per million opportunities. Winner! Except the quality of your mill is unchanged. Just as people take Agile project management places where it shouldn't go, Six Sigma evolved, or should say mutated, from actual statistical process control, which has no room for such nonsense. And it evolved into a management fad, and that's one reason why Six Sigma doesn't get a lot of love here. It's hard enough to create software and maintain cohesion and morale in a development team. Don't make them listen to bullshit and nod their heads in agreement. They will talk behind your back, and if you know developers, they won't be nice.